there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to be talking about the Planet of the Apes franchise, and it looks like Disney are very happy with the success of the latest installment in the franchise, which was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And it looks like they're moving forward with the next two movies to make a Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trilogy, which is so exciting for all those fans out there who love this Planet of the Apes franchise. I went and saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I thought the movie was incredible. The CGI on the apes and the scenery and everything that they did was just remarkable. It looks so incredible. The apes look so real. Like the fur on the body of the apes, it's just, when you look at it, it's just mind-blowing that CGI is now that good. But anyway, that's enough of me kind of waxing poetic. Let's jump into this Cosmic Book article. Let's have a breakdown and let's talk and discuss about what's going on with the next two installments in the franchise and see what's happening with this trilogy. So, this comes to us from Cosmic Book News, like I said. Wes Ball's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes trilogy moving forward. Like I said, it seems that Disney were very happy with how this movie succeeded, critically and kind of financially. So they're moving forward with two more movies. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes did well enough at the box office, where apparently Disney is moving forward with two more movies to complete Wes Ball's trilogy. So for those of you who may not know, Wes Ball was the director behind Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the latest movie in the franchise. The flick, released in May, had grossed nearly $400 million at the box office. So according to The Hollywood Reporter, that's good enough for Disney, who through 20th Century Studios will greenlight two more Planet of the Apes movies. I could not be more excited to hear this news. Like I said, I love Planet of the Apes. I think it's fantastic. I do think in the kind of pantheon of kind of cinematic franchises, I think Planet of the Apes is a little bit underrated. I think people sleep on it a little bit, but yeah, that last movie, I think it was great, what they did with it. And the three previous movies before that were pretty good as well. I enjoyed them. So, where are we? So, quote, the one bright spot of May was Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, one of the numerous film properties Disney's film empire inherited after the larger acquisition of Fox assets in 2019. The site says in its box office reports, Apes was a crucial test in the post-Disney merger, and it passed. The movie grossed nearly $400 million globally, enough to fulfill the filmmaker Wes Ball's dream of a new trilogy. So yeah, obviously it came in with the Fox-Disney merger. It was a Fox IP. Disney now owns the full rights to the Planet of the Apes franchise. And it was kind of a test to test the waters. Are people still interested? Can the franchise, can it be developed? Can it be successful? Can it be, big at the box office? And they're happy with kind of what it achieved, that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And they're moving forward with two more movies. And I hope to see the box office revenue increase with every movie they put out. If they keep the quality good, that is. And I'm sure they will. So, The Hollywood Reporter also adds further down in the article, Disney insiders are especially pleased about such titles as Apes and Aliens because those were properties that came from 20th Century Fox and were more difficult to pull off in terms of reviving older brands with less of a built-in crowd than, say, Deadpool. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Deadpool's popular. The comic book, the comic book genre has just exploded in the last sort of 15-20 years. But older franchises like Planet of the Apes that have been around since the 60s or 70s, trying to think off the top of my head, I can't remember when the first movie came out. It's either the late 60s, early 70s. It's one of those two. But yeah, it's been around for a long time, like Aliens back in the 70s. So trying to revive those older franchises and bring them to the forefront for a new generation of audiences. I understand where they're coming from to say that it's harder to rebuild those brands for Aliens and Planet of the Apes. And it looks like they've done great. They've had Alien Romulus, fantastic movie. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, fantastic movie. They did the same thing with the Predator franchise as well, with that Prey movie. They revived that, did a fantastic job with that as well. So, Wes Ball is supposed to direct the live-action Legend of Zelda, so when the new Apes movies get underway remains to be seen. Yeah, I completely forgot about that, the Legend of Zelda. Yeah, there was a lot of talk about that. It's been in the trades over the last year or so that he's supposed to be directing a live-action Zelda movie, although we haven't seen much traction on it. We haven't heard much news about it. It seems to have been a bit of a blackout. It's kind of just faded away into the background, and there hasn't been many updates about it that I've seen anyway. But whether that project is still moving forward or not, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, how that's going to get in the way of him directing these Planet of the Apes movies, that'll have to be seen as well. I guess it all comes down to if The Legend of Zelda is still moving forward. We'll have to wait and see if it is. So, apes entering into the Bronze Age. Also, we have a picture here of the, the protagonist of the of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He was really cool. This kind of king guy. Yeah, he was badass, and I thought they did a great job kind of bringing him to life. So, in a recent Reddit thread from a few months ago, while promoting Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Wes Ball responded to a fan's question about his approach to the film. The fan asked whether the new film would follow in a stylistic and narrative footsteps of the last trilogy, especially the two films directed by Matt Reeves, or whether it would branch out into something new. Wes Ball's answer highlighted his initial skepticism about taking on another Apes film, as explained. So, Wes Ball, the director, went on to say this: "Yes, I've spoken about this before, but I was very skeptical about doing another Apes film at first. I felt the last trilogy was perfect, 1, 2, 3, beginning, middle, and end. I wasn't interested in doing a shameless part 4. At the same time, I didn't really want to abandon the Caesar storyline or universe." So, without giving too many spoilers, I guess Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has been out for a while now, but it's very far removed from the Caesar storyline. But Caesar is this kind of mythical figure that plays into the storyline, and there are remarks and parts of the narrative and dialogue that allude to Caesar and what he did and his uprising and the previous movies. But it's very far attached from the Caesar storyline. But there are kind of references to him, and they do kind of discuss him. I believe his name does come up a few times. But if you missed it, it's very easy to miss. But it does definitely link, and yeah, so they kind of kept it connected, but at the same time it's not that connected. So they did a great job of kind of meandering that kind of connective tissue between Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and the last trilogy. I hope that makes sense. So, however, it wasn't long before new ideas started to form. Ideas that excited Ball and allowed him to reimagine how the story could continue without merely repeating what came before. That's the thing, isn't it? With so many movies being made these days, how do you go and make something original that hasn't been done before? A fresh, unique turn or spin or take on a franchise that hasn't been done. That's what people are looking for, you know, new, out-of-the-box thinking ideas, you know, fresh content. So, a week or so later, I had a few sudden ideas that got me really excited. A way into a new story that would allow us to stand on our own 2 feet while still honouring the trilogy and the original 68 movie, he explained. We are sort of a distant sequel and a prequel that way. I grew up watching the original 68 film. So, what I was saying earlier in the video, I couldn't remember if the first movie came out in the 60s or 70s. Apparently, it came out in 1968, so I wasn't that far off. I couldn't remember if it was the late 60s or early 70s. Obviously, that was a bit before my time, so I was almost there. Came out in 1968. So, those images are etched into my mind. I was confident with my love of movies would keep me on the right path, even as we forged into new territory. So, Wes Ball elaborated on how the new film would explore fresh thematic ground, marking a significant evolution for the apes themselves. I've always said that the last 3 movies were apes in the Stone Age. I thought it would be awesome to think about the apes entering into the Bronze Age, he said. Witness them developing cultures, rituals, and disparate clans of apes progressing along different ways. Also seeing how Caesar's legacy had evolved, changed, been manipulated. The distance opened up just a ton of stuff for us to explore. So yeah, like I said, they do allude to Caesar's legacy and kind of what Caesar did in that previous trilogy. And some apes kind of use that mythology to kind of manipulate what's going on in the apes universe. And some remember him accurately as the way he was and what he did for ape kind. So the way that they play on Caesar's kind of mythology is kind of really, really well done. But yeah, the fact that we could be seeing them, you know, entering into the Bronze Age from the Stone Age, that evolution of them using more advanced tools, more advanced cultures, they're changing throughout society of apes. That's really, really compelling, in my opinion, to see that evolution of the ape culture on the planet. I think that's great. Each movie is going to feel different with the different evolution of different tribes. Kind of like what they do with Avatar. In the different Avatar movies, you meet different tribes. They live in different ways. They evolve in different terms of culture and, you know, weapons and how they, you know, hunt for food and how they fight wars and stuff like that. So every single faction that you meet along the way, you know, it's just completely unique and fresh. And that's how you can keep the Planet of the Apes fresh. Every ape tribe can be different cultures, fight wars in different ways, you know, and that keeps it new and that keeps it fresh and exciting. So I can't wait to see what they do with the next 2 movies. But guys, I throw it off to you. Now that you've heard that they've greenlit the next 2 movies in the Planet of the Apes franchise, are you excited to go and see these next 2 movies? Did you enjoy Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Let me know what you think about this, guys. Myself, I could not be more excited. I love this franchise and I love what they did with the last installment. So jump down into the comment section, leave your thoughts, comments and opinions. Cannot wait to hear what you have to say. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.